Our Sentimental Lord. When we think about our relationship with God, it's natural to focus on how great He is and how small we are, how mighty He is and how weak we are. And with good reason, these things are true. God is the creator of everything. There is a vast gulf between the Creator and His creation. He wills things to happen, and without fail, they happen. We see His fierce wrath in the Old Testament as He brings judgment on nations whose iniquities are full. The New Testament reminds us it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Hebrews 10:31. Taken together, these truths paint a picture of a God who can be frightening. And for those who set their face against Him, He is terribly frightening indeed. But that's not the whole picture. Our God came to earth to live among His creation. And in Jesus Christ, we see another side of God that is just as real as His mighty power. We see His matchless love. We see a God who heals the broken. We see a God who seeks out sinners because they need to be found. We see a God who eats with His friends and weeps at their funerals. The story of Peter brings this to life with such raw emotion. From their first encounter to their final moments together before the ascension, Peter's relationship with Jesus moves the heart. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch." And Simon answered, "Master, we toiled all night and took nothing, but at your word I will let down the nets." And when they had done this, they enclosed a large number of fish, and their nets were breaking. Luke 5:4-6. Peter's response is unforgettable. But when Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord." Luke 5:8. A hardened fisherman instantly realized that this rabbi was no ordinary man. Over the years, Peter remained loyal, even declaring he was willing to die for Jesus. But in a moment of weakness, his courage faltered. And the Lord turned and looked at Peter. And Peter remembered the saying of the Lord, how He had said to him, "Before the rooster crows today, you will deny me 3 times." And he went out and wept bitterly. Luke 22:61-62. Unlike Judas, Peter repented. After the resurrection, he was fully restored and fully committed to his Lord and God. And yet there's a scene after the resurrection that never fails to bring tears. Jesus said to them, "Children, do you have any fish?" They answered Him, "No." He said to them, "Cast the net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some." So they cast it, and now they were not able to haul it in because of the quantity of fish. That disciple whom Jesus loved therefore said to Peter, "It is the Lord." When Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he put on his outer garment, for he was stripped for work, and threw himself into the sea. John 21:5-7. The relationship comes full circle. The Creator who first showed Peter a miraculous catch of fish does so again. But this time, Peter doesn't fall to his knees, begging Jesus to depart from him. Instead, he rushes toward Him with all his might. That is the transformation the gospel brings. At first, God's holiness may feel overwhelming, exposing the depth of human sin. But as His love takes root, it changes the response from shrinking back in fear to running forward in trust. Yes, our God is powerful. Yes, He is righteous and holy. But He is also a deeply sentimental God, one who loves beyond measure, who restores when His children falter, and who holds His people close in His hands. Peter's story invites us to think about our own. Where have there been moments of fear, failure, or distance in your walk with God? And where have you experienced His restoring love, turning hesitation into boldness, sorrow into joy, or distance into closeness? Take time today to reflect on those moments. And if you feel led, share below how God has drawn you from trembling at a distance to running toward Him in love. Your story may encourage someone else who needs to be reminded of our Lord's tender heart.